Hello everybody and welcome to my predictions video for WWE Extreme Rules 2009, formerly One Night Stand. I wish, two notes, I was hoping the WWE would actually go this route and uh, stop trying to make people shell out so much money. Above is probably 14, 15 pay-per-views a year. Try to at least bring it back down to 12 so people are able to afford these stupid goddamn things. And to actually, if you're going to do it, to mix them. Why not mix like One Night Stand with Night of Champions? That would be to me that would be great to have hardcore match rules with titles always with titles on the line through the entire thing, something like that. Gimmick matches with titles on the line. Now, as I usually look on Wikipedia for the entire card, and it looks like some jackass has actually went through and added a whole bunch of irrelevant matches that could not even be done this year. They could not. There's a line has to be drawn between stupidity and just being a plain moron. And I just hate when people do stupid things like this because it's so pointless. It really is. But let me get straight to the card. You have Randy Orton, your WWE champion, facing Batista in a steel cage match. This is a feud I'm not looking too forward to. But basically I see the premise of why they're actually running it. Because there's no one else on the card that they could actually use. They can't use HBK, who's the other face, or Triple H, who is the other face, who is a face. So basically they're left with Batista and John Cena. And if they really want to run this through and not make John Cena look very weak, the best thing to do is to put him in a feud with the Big Show while Randy Orton is put in a feud with Batista. And it also streams along that same storyline with Triple H. Maybe until Triple H returns or HBK or something happens there. Basically, I see Orton going over. If they're going to do a high spot, I suggest that Ted DiBiase do it. Not because I'm a huge fan of Ted DiBiase, which I'm not, but because he can actually, if they're going to turn him face, you should put some kind of reaction going forward, so that when he made that transition, you can have something to kind of push yourself further, or push him a little bit further. You have the Big Show versus John Cena in a submission match. Neither one of these great submission wrestlers, but the whole storyline is the fact that John Cena can't lock in the STS on the Big Show because of the length of the Big Show, or the height, whether you put it. Now you have what most normal people would do, or somebody probably in MMA would do. If you cannot lock in a submission on someone, what you would do is go to another hold, which makes perfect sense. Something that they're not going to expect. Or if you're going to build it this way, have them keep trying it, and then have them debut a whole new submission hold, and have them actually beat the Big Show that way. Big Show, I don't even know any submission moves he knows besides chokeholds, so I don't know exactly where this will go. So I do see Big Show going over so that they can keep this feud actually going and not have John Cena go over straight on him in two straight falls or two straight victories. You have Edge versus Jeff Hardy for the World Heavyweight Championship in a ladder match. Definitely anticipated, something I've always wanted to see. What would happen if those people from the TLC matches that I felt were tremendous, definitely great matches in themselves, were actually spawned off to be these heavyweight champions. You'd have Matt Hardy was a heavyweight champion, and different sort of scenarios between them, also involving ladders and tables and chairs, and kind of still reminding us that history of those great matches that they had. This is definitely one of them, and this is going to be a great match, especially what they did last time. Edge is going over, especially with the rumors of Hardy leaving soon, or the possibility of him leaving soon and him not making up his mind. You have CM Punk or Rey Mysterio defending the IC title against Chris Jericho in no holds barred match. Chris Jericho wants to take off his mask. I think it would be a great surprise to actually have him reveal his face to the crowd, but since that whole heritage thing, if they were really going to do that, I hope they would have probably drove that fact home just a little bit more, how much the mask actually meant and how much of a dishonor it was to lose it, if they're going to go that route. I do see Rey Mysterio retaining this title. If Chris Jericho were to win, he would probably win the title, attempt to unmask him, but then ultimately get away once Mysterio fended him off or something like that. Now, CM Punk versus Umaga in the Samoan strap match. Umaga beat him at the last pay-per-view just today. CM Punk defeated Umaga in a singles competition, actually hitting the GTS. Umaga weighing 30-something pounds, 300 pounds and above. I don't know exactly how he's going to be able to maneuver to the turnbuckles, but I do see CM Punk doing this and this being the end of this feud and him moving on to something else, maybe to Shelton Benjamin, maybe to something else where we could actually see better matches. I do like the series that they're having, but I feel that he could be having a much better series with another superstar. You have Vicky Guerrero versus Santino Marella. I'm going to keep this very short. Santino Marella will probably win in a feud I hate absolutely. Next you have Christian versus Tommy Dreamer versus Jack Swagger for the ECW Championship in a triple threat match. I don't know why they're doing this, because this is not exactly an Extreme Rules sort of match. It's just a triple threat match, just like any other day. Just like on any given day, sorry. Now, this one is actually tough to call, and I actually give ECW a lot of respect for actually booking this way. You have Jack Swagger, the Hungry ex-champion, who looks like he could possibly regain the title. You have Christian, who is the champion, who is a strong champion at that, who can possibly retain his title. And you have that whole emotional story of Tommy Dreamer and this possibly being his last match if he does not win the ECW Championship. So you have that whole triple threat there, and it actually builds into that. And I wish it was some sort of more of a hardcore element to this, and I'm sure there probably will be, especially with the ECW Championship on the line. So I'm hoping Tommy Dreamer goes over and pins Swagger for the victory, so everybody's still set. But then again, Christian can. I see Tommy Dreamer getting a cheap victory with Christian and Jack Swagger trying to both cheat each other out of cheat to get the titles, and Tommy Dreamer coming under and sweeping the title away from all of them and becoming the new ECW champion. That is exactly how I see it. You have Kofi Kingston, who is the U.S. champion, who I didn't know he was champion until today, taking on MVP versus William Regal versus Matt Hardy in a fatal four-way match. This again, there needs to be some sort of hardcore element. Matt Hardy able to utilize his cast, certain things like this. We've seen Kofi Kingston in hardcore matches, pretty much everybody except MVP. I don't remember a definite hardcore match with him in it, but let me go along the lines of that. If they really want to make this something, Kofi Kingston should retain the United States Championship. Just to put a little bit more of a spin on this, because there's not too many guys in the U.S. title ranks on Raw, just like there's not a lot in the heavyweight or tag division, or the women's for that matter. In the draft, they definitely didn't mix it up enough for the Raw brand. Overall, this could possibly be a good pay-per-view, but I'm hoping to see something continue with Shelton Benjamin and John Morrison. Hopefully, I was hoping it lead to an athletic sort of match and it build to something like that. But you get what you get. Later.